ready. Gandhi once said, "The world has enough for everyone's need, but not enough for everyone's greed." In the Flint, Michigan water crisis, the government's greed for money neglected the public's need for clean, safe drinking water. This crisis began back in 2014 and has since become one of the most infamous disasters in the United States, which continues to this day. We as a group are credible because we have researched this crisis in extensive detail. The government of Flint is and continues to be careless, disregarding the needs of the community, and as a result, this community is suffering. In this speech, we will be addressing the problems and causes of the Flint, Michigan water crisis, and also addressing a solution to this issue. To gain a better understanding of how this is affecting the Flint community, we need to understand how this was and continues to be a problem today. The Flint water crisis began in 2014, just months after warning signs emerged about problems with the water, which was stated by C.N. Lynn, Rudder, and Park of the New York Times in 2016. Flint's water supply has slowly become poisoned by toxic lead in the drinking water for about 18 months now. The horrible condition of Flint's water is due to the government's neglect and oversight of this problem, allowing this awful condition to wreak havoc on the innocent lives of this community. Which also, according to the previously mentioned Washington Post article, Michigan's previous governor, Rick Snyder, said, "Government has failed you at a local, state, and a federal level." The people who are responsible for this community took an oath to protect them, has ultimately failed them. The government of both Michigan and Flint has defaulted on the good people of this community. I have talked about the problems that led to this crisis. Now here is Nathan with the causes that led to the Flint, Michigan water crisis.
Flint's water crisis began when the government switched the source of Flint's water from Detroit's water supply over to the Flint River. According to the conversation by Therese Olson in 2016, the switch was considered a temporary money-saving fix to provide the city with drinking water until they were able to switch to the new regional system. This switch was provided by the Flint's government, as this was considered a great money-saving option for the city, which soon backfired, having huge negative effects on the community. Also, according to the same conversation article, the Flint River is naturally high in corrosive chloride. Therefore, iron pipes in the water distribution system began corroding immediately after the initial switch from Detroit's water. The government could have prevented the corrosion of the pipes by doing a few simple tests, which according to IFL Science by Therese Olson in 2016, there were empirical tests known as loop tests, which are commonly used to assess the effectiveness of corrosion control strategies applied to given water distribution systems, which there is no record that such tests were actually performed in Flint. But the government chose to go without these tests to save money, as this jeopardized the lives of their citizens. The government seemed to have the idea that saving money was better than saving their citizens' pain and misery. Flint's government repeatedly made unethical decisions just based off of money. As they made a critical cost-saving decision made by Flint's government was also stated by the last source. Another statement from the source was Flint decided against corrosion inhibitors, which should have raised concern right away. The government made this destructive decision to switch from a safe water supply to one which was unsafe, and chose not to test it just to save money, endangering their innocent citizens. In the end, the overall evasive decision made by the Flint's government has corroded a great American community. And I have gone over the causes of the unthinkable crisis, and now here's Michelle with some of the solutions.
The government was given many solutions to this problem, but did not take any definitive actions to stop the Flint water crisis from happening, and haven't taken any actions towards having this crisis permanently resolved. There are many solutions, both permanent and non-permanent, that are available for these people, which will allow them to finally have access to clean, safe drinking water. One of the non-permanent solutions in which Flint is enforcing right now is replacing corroded pipes, which is they can only do a few at a time. According to the conversation by Therese Olson in 2016, this will cost an estimated $171,000, which will equip the Flint water plant to treat the Flint River before it is put into service. Though there are many temporary fixes, there's only one permanent solution to this problem, which is by replacing Flint's lead service lines. This idea for a solution was proposed by water quality engineers, which is also stated by the previously mentioned stores, and this would cost up to $1.5 billion, according to Flint's mayor, Karen Weaver. This is the only solution to Flint's lead vulnerability. As the government is trying to make this permanent solution happen, they must now put more funding and money into monitoring the crisis in which they have created. As of now, Flint is in need of support and funding to make this happen, helping this community, which is in dire need of one of life's basic necessities, safe, clean drinking water. The government of Flint continues to struggle with solving this crisis for good. Here I went over the solutions that the Flint government is able to take, both permanent and non-permanent. In conclusion, the government of Flint was careless, disregarding people's needs, and as a consequence, the Flint community is suffering. In 2014, Flint, Michigan began to have huge problems with its water. Many people began to fall ill with lead poisoning, though only the whole population, and mainly children, began to fall ill. The government switched from Detroit's safe water supply over to the Flint River just to save a little bit of money, putting the whole population of Flint in danger. As the government continuously failed the Flint community throughout this crisis, there was many solutions to solve this problem, but the government decided to take evasive actions instead. Now only monitoring the problem, the inestimable cost of the errors made in Flint will reverberate through the community for a very long time. Now, as talked about earlier, there are many solutions to this problem, which any one of you are able to take and put the solution into action. As you can write to your congressman or woman, asking them to help drop a bill to help this community, which is in dire need of your help, allowing this community to have a permanent solution to this crisis, as Flint struggles for one of the basic needs in life, which is clean, safe drinking water.